What's going on, everyone? So Modern Warfare 2 just launched, and I've been hearing a lot of issues when it comes to adjusting to the movements, the audio, along with low frames. Well, today I'm going to be breaking down to you the best settings for you, so let's get right into it. So if you're a PC player, you're going to want to watch this part. If you're not a PC player and play on console, which is all good, go ahead and skip to the audio along with the controller settings. I'll meet you right over there. For the PC players, we're going to go ahead and get into the graphics area right now in our settings and then tab over to quality. So this is going to help you increase your frames up there so you have better, smooth quality gaming. As you can see already in the texture resolution, right here, the effect on VRAM is showing you how much you're actually using when it comes to the settings. If you have it on high, it's going to really use that VRAM and your game is not going to work as properly because it's going to get pretty hot. Same with your CPU and GPU settings as well, which is awesome because it shows you how much you're actually using when you increase your settings from high to low. For the settings, we're trying to get the VRAM to be as low as possible, and majority of these settings are going to be set to low, but don't worry because your gaming experience and how it looks is still going to be nice and clean. So going down the list, we're going to start with texture resolution, which is going to be set to normal. Then going down to particle quality, which is low. The particle quality level is low. And shader quality, I set to low. You're just going to have to wait for shaders to load up, but once it's done, it's going to be super clean for you. Tessellation is off. We have on-demand texture streaming, which is off as well. Your streaming quality is going to be normal, along with your volumetric quality is low as well. Shadow map resolution is very low. Screen space shadows is off. Spot shadow quality is low. Spot cache is ultra. We're going to leave that to ultra because we want to make sure that we have good cache. Particle lighting is low. The ambient occlusion is going to be off. Then we have our screen space reflections is off. Stack reflection quality is low. Weather grid volumes is low. Make sure that we have our NVIDIA reflex latency is on. Depth of field is going to be off. World motion blur is off. Weapon motion blur is off, and the film grade is set to 0. It looked like Modern Warfare 2 actually had these on, so we want to make sure that we have these off, and you're going to have a lot better experience when it comes to your gaming. When it comes to field of view, FOV, it's all personal preference. I have mine set at 117. Some people do 120, some people do 110 and 115. It's all personal preference on what's going to be best for your gaming experience. The last part is the ADS field of view, and set that to affected so that you're going to be able to zoom in not as much when you have iron sights, and you're going to feel and play like a crack player. Last part for PC settings, if you're having trouble trying to find your FPS latency, packet loss, GPU, whatever the case may be, it's going to be in your interface. You're going to go ahead and scroll all the way down, and then once you get to telemetry, you're going to want to go ahead and show more. That's where you're going to find your FPS counter, server latency, packet loss, and then even if you want, you can have a clock to see what time it is to know how long you've been playing. Now we're on to the audio settings. Now this is going to be for everyone, whether a console player, mouse and keyboard player, or a controller player. So I have my master volume set to 90. This is just a little bit lower so I can actually hear the footsteps a lot louder. And the footsteps in the game is extremely loud. So I want to try to have the adjustments perfect to where I can hear nothing but footsteps, and even like certain times I can hear enemies reload. Of course, have the music off unless you want to be vibing like that. I had the dialogue volume down to 70 because the voiceover audio is extremely loud. So I don't want to be hearing in-game about UAVs or anything else, the streaks that come in to where it's like blasting my ear. So I have it down to 70. Effects volume, of course, to 100 so we can hear those footsteps. And then the hit marker volume is extremely loud as well. So I have that set down to 80. Now the most fun and exciting moment that we've been waiting for is the settings for a controller. Now, this is going to be for beginner or advanced. It doesn't matter because these settings are going to help you feel a lot better with your movements, and you're going to feel a lot more like a cracked player. For sensitivity, I'm not going to get too much into it. It's all personal preference. I play on 6 and 6, even though it feels like a lot of players think I play on 10 to 15. It's just based on the movement settings that I have for you. The ADS sensitivity multiplier is going to be at 0.85, so I can feel more like I'm locking on to the enemies as I slow down when I ADS. For the gameplay itself, we're going to have the automatic sprint to automatic tactical sprint. So you're going to be automatically moving as soon as you move the forward stick on your controller. And that's going to help you run a lot faster and get into different covers a lot quicker. For the weapon mount activation, we're going to do double tap ADS. I'm going to have another video coming out soon to give you a movement tutorial, and this is going to be very important for that video because I'm going to show you how it works so well for slide canceling. As we tab over to the advanced part of the controller settings, this is going to help you with the aim assist and make sure that you can really lock onto those enemies, almost like you have aimbot. So the target aim assist is going to be on. The aim assist type is going to be Black Ops because it has that traditional slowdown near enemy targets like they had back in Black Ops. For the aim response curve type, we have it set to dynamic. That's going to really help you have that fine aim rate and control when it comes to any weapon that you use in the game. As we move down to the movement behaviors, we have the auto move forward to off. For the movement behaviors, we have the auto move forward to off. The tactical sprint behavior is going to be set to single tap sprint because once your tactical sprint runs out, all you have to do is tap it one time on your controller, your run button, and that will help you reset your tactical sprint again. We have our grounded mantle to off, and then the last part is the invert slide and dive behavior is going to be set to standard. The combat behaviors section is pretty standard if you were a Warzone player. I mean, the settings for Warzone are the same as it is for Modern Warfare 2, so there's not a whole lot going on. An example would be the depleted ammo weapon switch. That's automatically on when you first log into the game, and once your gun is out of ammo, it will switch over to your secondary gun. Vehicle behaviors are going to be the same. They're short delay, free look. There's not a whole lot to go into this, but there's one last setting that I need to explain to you because this is going to be key when it comes to your centering, and it actually looks like you have aimbot. For the last part in the controller settings, we're going to go into our interface. Then we're going to scroll all the way down to the advanced interface settings. In the advanced interface settings, as you can see right here, center dot, that's a new feature that they had in Modern Warfare 2. What that is it actually gives you a little dot in the middle of your screen that is your exact center. So I have that on, so it helps me with my centering, and then you can change the size of the center dot to default larger or largest. That's going to be helping you for those beginner players or even advanced players really locking onto those enemies, and you're never going to worry about your centering anymore because you have a dot right in the middle. So you definitely don't need to buy that cheap $20 red dot that you can stick onto your screen, which is kind of ridiculous. I hope this video brought value as far as helping you with your frames, with your audio, and with your controller settings. In the comments below, go ahead and let me know how these settings work for you. If you have any other questions, go ahead and put them in there as well. I want to be able to help you get those higher kills and PRs to get you ready for Warzone 2. Now be on the lookout for a brand new video because after this video, I'm going to be posting my movement tutorial. So these settings are going to help you and they're going to apply to my movement video. So be on the lookout for that very soon, and I'll see you all in Warzone 2.